What's up? I'm Empathetic Chicken, here to do another collective reading. I'm gonna just pull 3 cards and see what comes out. I'm using the Starseed Oracle, and then I'm gonna clarify with the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and then pull a card from the Oracle of the 7 energies from the, for the final little message. Alright, so we got baby steps. It says action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. The 7 star sisters. Birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression, and star bathing. Light body, crystal grid, transmission activation. What's up, Sam? So let me just pull some clarifiers real quick. Oh my God. Okay, so with the baby steps, we got the Queen of Pentacles. With the 7 star sisters, we got the Ace of Swords. And star bathing, we got the Chariot. Ooh. So yeah, with this, I'm getting that maybe like there's something that we've been working towards and it's not like fully materialized yet. Like, so it's been a struggle to kind of like follow our intuition before it makes sense, because like it doesn't seem like solid yet. Like the little Queen of Pentacles is just like, she's got her little pinnacle, like everything around her is just like, you know, vibrant and blooming, and she's solid, man. Like she's done like nurtured all this stuff, and like she's good. She got her little throne. It's in the bag. So I don't know, I feel like maybe we're taking like these little baby steps to get to this position to where we're like seeing, I guess, like the yield of our like efforts. So yeah, don't let like, I guess the journey to this kind of like let you get discouraged. Like even though it takes those little baby steps, like they add up eventually. So like right now I might feel like things aren't really like amounting to anything, but it's sort of like if you zoom out and like look at the bigger picture, you can see that like they kind of do add up. Like it's just, I don't know, I feel like we always want to focus on like the end point of something, and so we like miss out on all like the steps it took to get there. Like we don't appreciate like the process of it. Does that make sense? Because I mean, nothing really happens without like consistent effort, you know? It's not like you can just like want something and then have it like immediately. Like, I mean, you gotta like put the steps for, like take the baby steps to like acquire whatever that thing is that you want. Like you just can't like rush the process, is what I'm getting. And like also with this whole like follow your intuition before it makes sense thing, I feel like it is hard to like trust the things that we want sometimes, like if they don't seem to make sense, because we're kind of just like, huh, like logic says like, well, that can't happen, like that's not possible. But I'm kind of like learning to embrace like the fact that if we have like this desire or like yearning for something, then like that's sort of like instructions almost, like it wouldn't be there for nothing. Like that's sort of like the evidence that like it's possible, or at least like, I mean, it is possible, but like you got to do the work to get there, kind of thing. So while it might seem like kind of out there and just like nonsensical at the moment, that doesn't mean that it is. It's just like, it only seems that way now because you're not there yet. Does that make sense? You just can't like see where you'll end up yet, like, because you're not there yet. So it makes sense that it doesn't make sense yet. So yeah, keep taking little baby steps, you know. You know what you need to do. I know what I need to be doing. I'm doing it. Slow and steady wins the race, guys. Because, I mean, this is like a pinnacle card. Like, it's a solid, like, foundation. Like, it ain't nothing, flimsy about this. Like, this lady is, yeah, she put in the work. So she's like, she's good with herself, knowing that whatever she like been working towards, it was all worth it. So yeah, then we got the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, and Expression with the Ace of Swords. Ooh, excuse me. So I don't know, with this, I'm thinking like this sort of sounds like the actual creation process of whatever we're working towards. Like, and we need to make sure that we're coming at it from like a clear mindset of like what we're trying to do. Like, we don't need any like faulty beliefs like tainting whatever we're like trying to do, because I mean our beliefs will like shape the outcome. So like, you want to just make sure you're coming at it from like a clear-headed place. And like, there might be some little doubts that are creeping in, because like when you follow your little intuition, like your little mind wants to go to like the fears and stuff and be like, like, talk yourself out of it. So like, just work on the little mental chatter, and like discern which thoughts are like worth keeping. Like, I know it's hard, like it sounds like it's easy saying it, but I feel like once you have like that awareness that like every thought doesn't have to be like the truth, you can kind of work towards picking and choosing like which thoughts do you want to like run your life, pretty much. Because I mean, it is like a kind of scary process, like to create things, like, because you don't know how it's going to be received. Like, you don't know, it's just like a collaborative kind of effort, like between you and like the medium you're using, or like the people you're working with. Like, it's a scary thing. It can be, but just don't let the fear like consume your little headspace and get you off track. Like, you don't need all that. Yes, I don't know, maybe like whatever you're like creating is like sort of like ushering in a new way of thinking. Like, maybe in the past you didn't really follow your intuition because you were like, that's just like unrealistic, can't happen, like there's no evidence that I can make this work, like, so why would I even bother? So like, this whole new little thing you're working towards, like, it might require a little shift in your mindset to where like you don't really trust those little doubtful thoughts anymore. I guess like the follow through of like whatever you're, whatever you're like trying to create is like sort of like affirming a new mindset in itself. Like, does that make sense? I mean, it kind of requires like the trust that it's gonna work out. Like even if it's a little messy in the process. Yes, I don't know if this is like relevant right now, but since we're on like the whole like creation process thing, like I just had like this insight the other day that like, you know how when you're, well, if you're like sort of like creatively, I mean, I feel like everybody's got creative potential, but like we don't all like use it. So like if you're more like in tune with like that creative process or whatever, I mean, I'm sure it's different for like different kinds of creativity, but like my kind of creativity is sort of like more, oh my God, I'm sorry, but I can't. Oh, it's so adorable. Oh my God. Anyway, my little creative process more involves like drawing, painting type stuff. So like I know a lot of times when I'm doing art and all that, when I give myself time to do it, because like my mindset isn't always the best in that area. Anyway, like when I give myself time to do it, like there are moments where I'm just kind of like, oh my God, like this is a disaster. Like this could not turn into anything. Like there's no way this is gonna like, you know, become anything that's like good to look at, or you know. So it's like you go through that moment of just like, this doesn't look like anything. Like, this isn't gonna work. So I feel like that goes back to this whole like following your intuition before it makes sense. Like you kind of just have to roll with it. Like even if it doesn't feel like it's shaping up, like it's shaping in anything, you kind of just gotta go with it and like fight off those little like doubts along the way that tell you like, no, you can't do this. This isn't gonna look good. Like. But like eventually, like if you just like keep the little faith, like the dedicated effort, like just keep pushing through, like with like the layers of process or whatever, like it eventually takes shape and you start to see. I mean, maybe things don't always turn out the way you like see them in your head. Like me, a lot of times I'll see something in my head and then like I can't recreate it, which is fine. Like I just learn little lessons about like letting go, but. Like the point is you showed up and you put in the effort and like something came out of it. So like it might not be what you expect, but that doesn't mean it's a failure. But anyway, like you go through those little stages of doubt and like thinking like this is not gonna happen, like it's not working out. And then eventually something emerges and you're like, it's not half bad. Like, and sometimes you might be like, that sucks. But like the point is you gotta keep trying and yeah, you'll eventually reach like whatever little outcome you wanted, like, hopefully. I mean, I think even when you don't like reach what you wanted, you can still appreciate like the steps it took to get there, and like I guess like a new sort of lesson or outcome emerges that you can be appreciative of. So like you might make like a crappy piece of art, but like you still learn something for the next one, you know. So there are no losses, only little learning experiences. Nah, but seriously, I think like the process is worth it, like more so than like, I mean that whole like it's the journey not the destination thing. Like you hear that all the time. That's pretty much the point. So yeah, just keep your little thoughts in check and create anyway, even when it's scary, even when it doesn't make sense. Because you're working on something solid, man. Like, it takes these little steps. You gotta feel the doubt before you feel the confidence, you know? It's just like a little, like, balance thing, opposites and all that of reality. Alright. Sorry. They gotta fight before they can make up. But I can still step in and have my little input. So, yeah. Excuse me, bug. See, I feel like this card right here always throws me off when it comes up. But like the Chariot, it's about like the little forward movement, like just going for it. And like knowing that you're going towards your little goals and you have a clear intention in mind. You're just like, you're going for it. You're like, success is in, like it's on the horizon. I'm going for it. Like... So I'ma just, I mean, I know this isn't like freaking professional or whatever. Like, I'm supposed to know these things. But you know, I'm not perfect. No one is. So I'm gonna just look at a little guidebook for this little star bathing. Just to see what's going on, because I don't understand that card. I don't know. It's talking about like star activation, like connecting with the stars and stuff. So I mean, I don't know if you believe like we stardust and all that. Like, maybe it's just saying that like those little creative ideas and junk that come are just like part of what we are, who we are, and all that. So let's embrace that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. But yeah, the other message is the Chariot, which is just like, you know, the balance pursuit of your little goals. So maybe, I mean, maybe I should just get another little, I'm gonna just see what comes out for the little star bathing card and the Chariot. So what else? Sorry, what are you trying to tell me, man? I'm not getting the message. Clarify the Chariot and the star bathing. Oh, okay. The world. So the world is all about like completion and like learning, I guess, like completing old cycles and just kind of like being proud of yourself for like all the stuff that you've accomplished and taking a little breather because like you just finished something, but you know, like it's just gonna start all over. You're gonna have a new set of challenges like after this. So like don't be getting too comfortable. Nah, but like once you do get to that point, you can enjoy like the finishing, whatever I'm trying to say. I cannot find words. You can enjoy like the completion of your little goals, but just remember that like there's gonna be some more things to do. So like with the Chariot and all that, I'm just thinking like move towards maybe closing out any cycles of doubt that you had. All right, Tom, you're shaking the camera. It's not the time to lick your butt or the place. So do whatever's necessary to like work through these little barriers that you have, maybe mentally or like any other source of obstacles, you know. And just work on completing whatever you're working on, or know that like it's on the horizon. Like if you just keep putting in the work, the steady effort, the movement towards it, it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna. So yeah, it's funny that this would come out because like I'm working on my little deck, my second little deck that I'm gonna be launching on a Kickstarter, and I've been feeling really inspired this weekend, like because I had a little extra day off, and it's just helping me to get my priorities straight, man. So like hopefully there's something similar going on for y'all. We are getting some stuff done, feeling optimistic, you know. See, I'm gonna pull a little Oracle to 7 energies to close this out. Sorry about that little part at the end. I just feel like sometimes I just get lost, and I do my best. So I'm learning, I'm working on it. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend to be like the perfect freaking reader that knows everything, because I'm still learning, man. Always am. Alright, what's the final message for this? Especially when you use like decks that are kind of like not familiar. Like I just got this deck. I don't remember what that's even about. I know you're supposed to use a little intuition and stuff, but sometimes like I don't hear nothing speaking. Alright. Time machine. I don't think I've ever pulled this card. Ugh, where the book? I am gonna read this one. Number 3. That's funny. Let's see. The keywords are inherited patterns, conditioning, lessons already learned, cellular memory, honoring the past without being trapped there. So that goes back to the world card. So that tells me that, like, it was definitely, like, it's definitely about, like, facing your little patterns and changing them so you can achieve what you're trying to achieve and not let yourself get held back by them. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna read the actual thing now. Okay, it says, we rely on stories we inherit from our ancestors, our families, our culture, and the world around us to construct a map of our reality. As we develop new stories in life, we build on those old foundations, repair them when we can, or tear them down to begin again. The best and most powerful traits and experiences of your ancestors are yours to integrate into your life, so you don't have to revisit their hardships or rectify their mistakes. You have a magical map with which to navigate your current circumstances. Look to the past for answers now. Ask yourself, in this situation, what can I learn from those who came before me? What traits can I emulate in order to move through this challenge with wisdom? How can I build on what I already know and integrate this understanding? What might I do differently? Sometimes you walk blindly into traps set in the past. Perhaps you couldn't see that you were repeating a pattern until you were well in it. Jesus Christ. The best course of action here is to rest, practice self-compassion, and make a conscious choice to do something differently next time. Clarity will come. Remember that if you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. History repeats itself only if you allow it. The most important thing is that you are becoming aware. You can make a different choice regarding how you respond to life right now. Yes, things can be awkward and uncomfortable as old hurts are revealed and new solutions are attempted. The time is right for change, so keep going. Every step is important. Allies will rally, but in the end, Allies will rally. Oh my God. Sorry. Allies will rally, but in the end, you are the one who you've been searching for. One day you will remember how oh my God. Let me just calm down. One day you will remember how your beautiful new story was just around the corner. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that really sums it up, because like I had it and then it left me. Yeah, when we're like creating new things, we can get stuck like thinking in old ways and like think the worst, I guess, or at least I do. If you're anything like me, if you're here, you might be, because you relate to me, you know what I'm saying? But like we get stuck in these little like patterns of like trying to create the same old crap and like thinking, like looking at things through that old lens of just like failure. And like we don't want to create from that place, like, because we already know what we get from that. So like challenging that and trying to do something differently can like really be like, it can be a struggle. And like it can feel like we're like backtracking, because like I think those old feelings like surface up. But like how I've been dealing with them lately is just like thinking of them more as like they're coming up. Oh, excuse me. They're coming up like that burp was to be released. Sorry, I just had like some freaking mint gelato ice cream. Like, that's my weakness. Or is gelato ice cream? I don't think so. It looked like the same thing to me. But anyway, it was really good. And now I need to like let it out. So like once you've like digested like your experience, you have to like release it. Like you don't gotta hold on to it anymore. Like you don't need it. Like if something painful happened in the past, like you can't like, I mean you can hold on to it, but you don't need to. Like the point is like we go through things to like process them and like keep moving. Like, you know, you don't eat something and then it just stays with you. Like, you know what happens. So like just think of like these little hurts as a similar thing. Like you don't gotta hold on to them. Like just like process them and let them leave you. I'm sorry about the camera. Like Tom's just like having a little moment, licking himself and shaking the fence that I have this clipped on. But yeah. So I mean, moral of the story, like, don't be creating more hurt for yourself, because like you already been through it. So like, just let it go, and like, don't be like expecting the worst again. Like, don't do it to yourself again. Like, it's hard to like shift that little mindset and expect something better, but like, if you already know like you can expect the worst, like, why not expect the best this time, and then just see what happens. That's what I'm doing. Like, I'm experimenting. I'm not gonna accept this little pain anymore. Like, I understand it's a part of life, but like, I don't have to like cling to it and just like, you know, that's all I'll ever know. Like, nah, I ain't doing that anymore. So that's the thing of the past. Like, we move into different times. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling, and like, hope that all that made some kind of sense. Is what it is. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, I'll be back later. If you are interested in a personal reading, I got those in my shop. I'll put the link in the description, and you can get my deck there too. I didn't use it in this, but you know, it's there if you want to check it out. Anywho, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.